Grades critically acclaimed, word renowned, keep it jumping like Robin on the rebound, and forced to be reckoned. The ninjas half stepping, tap dance around the issue, keep it realistically official. I tell you what you wanna know, not what you wanna hear. The devils from the Caucasus Mountains want us to fuck up out of here. I stole a V and told Jesus stare to the top, but the devil be the nigga there. The niggas stay busy, brought in my staff and stay with me. From QU to France, got the game in the clan. The niggas looking like beggars on the off ramp. True vamp, pro damn sticky. The whole camp iffy. I roll s'mores over you.
Woo! Okay, I gotta get used to when that other intro part ends because I'm used to the original, but I'll be watching that shit. That shit is fire. Listen, like, subscribe, share, all that good shit. We're a little later than usual. Life happens, you know, we're older guys. It is what it is. When we sneeze, we get hurt. That's, you know, just being honest with you.
Now that's
Disclaimer, regardless of how, because I see a lot of people upset with people that are showing respect to the late, great Hulk Hogan. This has nothing to do with what he's done outside the ring. We're a wrestling podcast, and our legends, we're always going to put up on a higher platform. We're not going to talk about the crazy stuff they do outside the ring. This ain't Dark Side of the Ring. We don't get down like that. This is the career of what these guys do. Hulk Hogan being, if there's no Hulk Hogan, there is no wrestling, right? Like, and this is not a shot. Listen, this is not a shot. I know you're a Ric Flair guy. Someone recently asked me who the greatest wrestler of all time is, and I said Ric Flair. Hulk Hogan built WWF, right? I think it was 3 W's and then an F, which is the greatest sports entertainment show of all times. And that comes off the back of Hulk Hogan and everybody else playing a part, because without all those great rivalries and storylines, Hulk Hogan is not Hulk Hogan. We understand that. But when we needed something, Hulk Hogan, I mean, look, hair standing up. When that guy comes out with American flag, he feels like the country. When he fought, you know, all these amazing matches, and I'm not even saying he was the best part of the matches because, you know, he was pretty basic, but Hogan knew how to address a crowd and tell a story with the in-ring. And this is what we've always said. If you can't tell a story in-ring, you shouldn't be in this industry. But Hogan did it at a level that most could not do it. So here we're going to pay our respects to Hulk Hogan because, like I said, no Hulk Hogan, no wrestling. When everything was kind of going belly up, he put the industry on his back and he did what he did. So condolences to Hulk Hogan, to his family, however they're handling it, because I know there's drama there too. But we just want to say thank you to the brother because as wrestling fans, and you're a little older than me, we grew up under the Hulk Hogan regime, right? The Ric Flairs, the Hulk Hogans, the Arn Andersons, the Coco Bewares, the Tito, you know, Santanas, and all these guys, right? Like all these amazing legends. So when they go, we got to pay our homage. As a young kid, and I'll let you go after this. As a young kid, I remember going to Madison Square Garden, and my first crush ever was Miss Elizabeth, right? Like, she was like the first woman I remember ever. Oh my God, right? Like when, you know, puberty was kicking in, she was the girl, right? Like, so I remember them as the mega powers, and, you know, they're putting her on the shoulders and she's walking around. And I was like, oh my God, right? Like, this is the coolest thing ever. So as a young kid, you're influenced by these people. And when you're young, you don't know it's a story. You don't know it's gimmicks and you don't give a shit, right? They're larger than life icons for a reason. And you're buying into the story and the muscles and the amazingness of the production. So I just wanted to, you know, pay my respects the right way to, you know, I'm going to say Hollywood Hogan because he's my favorite Hogan of all time. Talk to me, my brother.
You know, and how you started it off. You have mentioned how people went out and they were giving their own, you know, tributes to him, beautiful messages. And then you had the people that happens with social media that gives you a voice. And there's a lot of times that you don't deserve a voice to say things, but that's what social media is. The dark side of social media is that everyone has a voice, and they're going to tweet whatever they want to tweet, and then you either like it or you don't, and then you go from there. And this is what happened in this time. Hogan passed away. A lot of tweets were said because of the racist comments that were mentioned. What I have to say is, I found Hogan back in '83. He was wrestling in AEW, All Wrestling Association, American Wrestling Association, which was a Vern Gagne back in those days, before WWE purchased it.
Yeah.
But Hogan was a heel. That was my first taste of Hogan. When he went to the WWF, McMahon saw what nobody else saw, and that was a good-looking 6 foot, 8-9 monster, jacked up, blonde hair. What was it, green eyes or blue eyes that he has? So
I don't remember, but he was just
So you could build off that because this is one of the few chiseled guys back in those days. There wasn't guys built like that. So when Hogan came, McMahon saw the vision that this is the guy that I want to build my company around with. And every time, like you said, you hear that I am American come out of the thing, you know it was Hogan. You know how everything worked out. He could have been limited in the ring. We don't know. It basically was always the same thing.
Yeah.
He's getting beat up. Then out in the middle of the match, he starts to hulk up. Once he starts hulking up, you already knew the end was coming because now it's to the rope. Here comes the big kick. Boom. Go off the rope. Here comes the leg drop. Boom. 1, 2, 3. That was it. We saw that for 5 years. He was WWE champion for 5 years. That would never happen again in any company, that you have a champion in any level being for 5 years on top of the game. I could be wrong, but he was the first wrestler that I saw in mainstream. He was the first wrestler that I saw in Rocky 2, fighting Rocky Balboa's character, and it was Thunderlips was his name. And you say, oh my God, that's Hogan. Oh my God, that's Hogan. Like, what? Amazing part that he did. Amazing performance that he did there. He beat the shit out of Rocky's character. And then afterwards, oh, come on, do you know this all for show? We're all cool here. That was the beginning of wrestlers coming into the mainstream. So he was doing that kind of put his foot on the door and then came out with other stuff. All the shit that wasn't great, like Thunder Paradise or whatever that was. I think it was Thunder Paradise. All the movies that you're like, what the freak is this nonsense? And then he will come in small parts, which he was better as in Rocky 2, in episode Baywatch, him and Macho Man wrestling against Big Van Vader, and there was somebody else. And Flair.
Yep.
Yeah, because Bobby Heenan was there too. So his small parts were always the ones that hit. But he was the one that put wrestling into the mainstream era, where now you're seeing wrestlers on movies, and then you're seeing them as wrestlers. No, where's this guy from? Now you're following where they from. Then you have The Rock in a small part being the Scorpion King, and then boom, he became the Scorpion King after that, when he was the actual Scorpion in the Mummy 3, in the part 3, and then he was the actual Scorpion, and then they said, oh shit, we could use this as a go back, and we do the Scorpion King as The Rock, and then The Rock just blew it from there. You saw Triple H in the movie.
John Cena.
Blade, I think it was on part 2 or 3. Triple H was there. You saw Scott Hall. I'm sorry, no, not Scott Hall. Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash in a couple of movies. Like you said, John Cena after that, when he became the Marine and then blew up.
Even The Miz.
Oh, yes. The Miz doing the Marine after John Cena.
Yep.
And then he took over for the next 20-something parts. I've never seen one part of the Marine, so I don't know how the movies are. But he brought it to the mainstream of USA. He put, and then WrestleMania 2 with Cyndi Lauper, the rock and roll thing. The Rock came into wrestling, music wise. So he built this. We knew this type of time was going to come eventually, but you never think about it.
Yeah.
I'm 52 years old, and Hogan is still alive. And like you said, we were kids watching Hogan wrestle. So now it's been like almost 30, going on 40 plus years that the man is still here performing. And the next, and God period this thought that I'm going to say now, but the next pebble or rock that's going to fall of a hero, my hero, Ric Flair, will be the next legend, top tier legend. That when it happens, we're going to be talking about this like this now, because Ric Flair was Hogan, the same level, just a different type of wrestler. Hogan was he was the mainstream guy. Flair was the guy who did the 60-minute matches. That you go like, oh my God, this dude wrestled 60 minutes in back-to-back nights. That's unheard of. Hogan couldn't go.
And Flair, and nobody ever talked on the microphone in that era like Flair did neither. He was like the entrepreneur of that.
So you have both those guys head to head. One was open the door for something. This will open the door for something else. So they're in the same level. So we're gonna have this conversation when that happens with Ric Flair, unfortunately. And he even had an interview that he's scared because he's like almost like 8 years older than Hogan is or was when he just passed away. So he's like, I'm older than all these guys. So, and I'm the one, I'm scared. So the Hogan is the first monuments of wrestling to fall off. There's going to be Flair. And the second thing I want to say, and it's not wrestling related, the racist remarks. We all know how this happened.
Yeah.
He was set up. People forget that part. This was a straight setup. The conversations were private conversations, and they were being recorded, and then they got used to blackmail him later on. This is how all this stuff came out. And people forget this. We are in a society that we say things in the comfort of our own home, in the comfort of friends that we think they're friends, and you're secretly being recorded. You don't know that. That's like you and I, Chef. We have our own conversations. We say a lot of stupid shit, and we laugh about it. So now imagine one of us being mad at the other, recording the conversation. And then, this dude's an asshole. Now I'm gonna drop this conversation out to the world because that's how social media is nowadays.
Yeah.
And destroy everything that you built because I'm jealous of you. This is what happened to Hogan. Yeah. And we're to the point that, unfortunately, and you have to say this, and people are gonna get upset when I say this. Unfortunately, you have to be careful in what you say in front of people, in your surroundings, in your own home. You might have to be careful because I know for a fact, I'm 52 years old. There's been times that I've been drunk with all my friends and we said a lot of stupid shit. There's times that we get around our cousins and we drink and we say a lot of stupid shit. That's what we're individuals. We're human beings. We say things.
You know what the problem is? And let me be honest real quick, right? Like, we're from an era where we all talked how we talked, right? Like, and I'm not trying to say anything about anybody in housing because that's where I'm, that's where I'm from. But like, everybody, and I won't even say it on here because then people try to flag us. But growing up, part of the vocabulary, you said the N-word, right? Like, because that was my man, right? Like, it wasn't like I had to say that was an endearment. You're my brother. That's what it was. But like, even for my boy Dave, who I had people like, yo, what's your white boy's friend name? What's this dude's name? And it wasn't like they were like, oh, look at this white cracker or nothing like that. It was just they didn't remember his name. He was the white guy, right? Like,
Exactly.
And now you say anything and everybody's offended with everything, right? Like you don't even understand people's relationship, but you want to try to say this is what you mean. We don't know these people. They don't know us. Like, it's crazy.
Bro, I get around my brother and the N-word gets dropped like I lose count when I talk to him. And he just be saying that like, come here, even to his boys. And I'm like, okay, this dude, whatever. But this is like you said, we're in from that time period. And and people hold this against Hogan. I never did because I knew the reason why it happened. It wasn't out there in public in front of the whole wrestling world, and he went with a microphone. You guys all a bunch of
Yeah.
That's a different story. Now you go, he racist.
Yep.
But when you have your conversation behind closed doors and you being secretly recorded, and then that recording gets put out there, dude. I mean, you have to be smart enough to go, that's kind of messed up what it did to him. And you go like, yeah, we gotta hold the break on this whole racist thing. So he said what he said, but this is not the time to bring that up because a human being just passed away. One of the greatest, I wouldn't say wrestler, I would say entertainer of wrestling just passed away. Like you said, without Hogan, we don't know where wrestling will be at right now.
Bro, that's like, and I'll transition it out of here because people are gonna feel however they want. I don't give a fuck. When Kobe Bryant passed away, I'm not a Kobe fan. I'm not a Laker fan. I'm a basketball fan.
I hate the Lakers.
And I love Kobe Bryant's Mamba mentality and the dedication to defense in the game. Like, there's so much that I respect and love and admire about Kobe Bryant. As soon as I said, yo, God bless the dead on my own Facebook, people like, he raped the white girl. He's dead, right? Like, he's dead. Like, what are we doing right now? Like, he got to deal with that. His wife got to deal with that, right? Like, these are things in their own, they got to deal with that. I'm just showing love to somebody that I respected.
And let's say, supposedly he raped a white girl.
Yeah. Supposedly. Allegedly.
We went,
right?
exactly, like, yes, allegedly. We went there. Because, we don't know. We don't know what happened.
And you know what? And I'm not trying to make anybody look bad, but we all understand how that lobby shit works where, women try to trap people too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't even care. But when someone passes away, and we're talking about, okay, in the same respect how we were kind of talking about Hogan and Flair, it's Jordan, and to me, then Kobe. And I'm not a Kobe fan. But you're paying homage to this young guy who his daughter, and a bunch of other people just died. And the first thing people want to do is go on the negative thing. This person just lost their life. His daughter just died too.
Now, on that thing, per se, Chris Benoit, great wrestler, but we know what he did. That's a whole different level of that's whole level of this dude. We don't talk about him because of this wrestling. He was a great wrestler, but the buzz come out and you like, no one can defend the man on anything.
Too much.
You cannot defend him on anything. Period.
No.
With the Hogan, with him, dude, just slap in the hand. You cannot defend the Benoit thing. That's a whole different subject. People don't even want to talk about that because we know what happened. And we know because there was pictures, there was all the things, all the evidence, it was there. So But when you're getting secretly recorded and you have faith in that person in the conversation, and then they betray you for that quick buck because now they're mad at you and they want to destroy your legacy, that's a whole different story. He said what he said.
You know what?
I would say private conversation. He got taped. People forget that part. They just want to go right to the thing. No, you got to see the whole thing. Secret conversation. It was taped. It was released because they're a bunch of asses.
Yep.
That's a snitch. That right there.
That's a snitch.
That's a snitch. So, anything else you want to add about the Hogan thing, or
Nah, God bless the dead. I don't give a
yes.
fuck if you like him or
God bless?
not.
Hey,
We
God
lost,
bless
we
Hulk
lost a
Hogan
legend.
for what he did. I spent that one day and the following day on YouTube watching a King Kong Bundy, Big John Studd, Kamala, Seuss, all the type of matches this guy was having. I went to YouTube, Mr. Wonderful,
Oh,
and
you know what I do? I
every
do.
every tag team partner that Hogan had in every tag team match that he did, every partner turned on him. So which led me to believe, are they jealous of Hogan, or is it Hogan's fault that he's too damn big and he's rubbing it in their faces, so they turn to him? You know what I'm saying?
I
Tugboat,
mean,
the earthquake, Shawn Michaels, Mr. Wonderful, Brutus Beefcake, Macho Man. Dude, you could list more names that I can't remember right now that were his tag team partners
yeah,
and they turned on him. So it's either two things going on: jealousy or is you. So
you know, and
after a while, I was going, it's gotta be him. Because damn
yeah,
it,
yeah.
anybody can turn this man. And there's something going on with Hogan. Hogan's doing something that they don't like, and they keep turning on him.
You know what? And I'll end it with this because
I'm
I
just
remember
saying.
the first time I
I'm
ever
just
had
saying.
my real wrestling moment. Not like I'm saying I was in a ring or whatever, but like I remember the first time it actually affected me, right? And I remember it was Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan title for title,
Oh
right?
God, yes.
I was young. When Hogan lost, I fucking felt miserable, right? Like I was like, what? What? Right? Like, and that amazing moment is when I knew I loved this shit, right? Like I was like, this actually means something to me. So great storytelling,
Oh
amazing.
God, amazing match.
We, you know,
See,
we
and
we're
our
gonna
age
always
now,
on.
we know what's going to happen. But at that age,
Oh
when
yeah,
we were young, we don't know anything. Hogan
no,
lost. Oh my God, this is the end of Hulkamania. Like, what just happened? Like, it's impossible. Like, no, this can't happen.
you
So
know.
yeah,
So
I felt some type of way after that happened. I'll be honest, because like, wow, man, I'm glad he lost, but damn, he lost.
yeah, yeah. So
Hogan
listen,
lost.
we like I said, man, any wrestler that we considered an all-time greatest of all time, we're always going to show our props and keep everything in ring. If you guys want to debate shit and do that corny shit, start your own platform and cry
Yeah.
about all the out of the ring stuff.
Yes.
We don't get down
Yes.
like that. We don't do the drama,
Thank you.
sucker clickbait
I
shit.
like what you just said. Start your own platform and go bitch all you want out there. You got your own thing. Go knock yourself out. So
Yep.
we're gonna segue over, and we're still gonna stay in the league. Where this past weekend, there was more what they call the AAA Regalia, which is the road to AAA Triple Mania that's coming
Yeah.
up in the middle of August. So they had some invaders from WWE come down. El Grande Americano was there. He wrestled against Octagon, I believe, and beat him. He's trying to get heat, but he can't. The
Nope.
fans are cheering for him. So he starts singing in Spanish, like "Ay, ay, 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 canta y no llore." That's one of those songs from when we were kids. And the crowd is eating it up. They're singing with him.
He
He,
can't help it.
he's saying now. This was a Grande Americano, part of Chad Gable's stable, whatever he was doing,
Yeah.
and he was in his Chad Gable. But unfortunately, Chad Gable had the injury in his elbow or whatever. He had surgery. He's out for the rest of the year. Come back next
Yeah.
year, whatever. So we thought the whole character was over, and all of a sudden you see the character pop up, bigger than Chad Gable, taller, little bit leaner, and we know is Ludwig Kaiser, the guy
Yeah.
from Imperium. We know it's him. But what I respect is that he speaks fluent English, fluent
Yep.
German, and now this guy is speaking fluent Spanish. And
Insane.
and then the funny thing is with the German accent. I've never heard anyone speak Spanish with a German accent before, which it always catches me by surprise. So we know it's Luke Kaiser. So after the show, he's out there still going to the car, and this dude's still singing back there to the fans. The fans are eating this shit up. It's going crazy. So later on, we see the AAA champion, mega champion, which is Vikingo, Jose Vikingo. Then we had Octagon Junior, I think is one that came out to make the challenge, I believe, of him. But then El Grande Americano comes out, also doing a challenge for the belt. Now shit is going on. All of a sudden, you see this figure comes in, pop, knocks this guy out, picks up the belt, takes the mask off, and my guy is Dominic Mysterio. And the plays I have never heard a pop so big in a Mexican stadium for anyone. This guy was getting the love that I think he always wants from fans because that place erupted. That place went crazy. He picked up the belt. Now he put himself into a match. So now the main event for Triple Mania is going to be Hijo de Vikingo. I want to say once again, it could be Octagon Jr., I'm not sure. El Grande Americano and Dominic Mysterio in a four-way match. Oh, and then it's going to be shown for free on YouTube on that same night. So I don't know if this is AAA trying to opt out, trying to branch out, or this is WWE saying, let's do this, bring more eyes to the product.
Yeah.
And we go from there. So this has WWE's fingerprints all over it. Now, my question to you is this. Once you talk about what happened, do you think WWE pulls the trigger and gets one of their guys to win the Mega Campeon title? Because if it was to own by AAA, if it was to own by AAA, I would say no. Vikingo will get it, period, no questions asked. But But because WWE has the fingerprints all over it, and now they own 51% of the company, do you think they pull that trigger and say we're going to have either Grande Americano or Dominic Mysterio win this title because it's WWE influence now?
So hold on. Let me start with
please.
I'm a big Dominic Mysterio fan, right? This is no surprise. I like all the bad guys.
I hate that dude.
Dominic?
Oh God, I hate him.
Okay, when's the last time? And this is a serious question, not a let me ruffle your feathers kind of thing. When's the last time we seen a heel generate legit heat on the level that Dominic has by himself, not like over a long period of time?
Well, I could name. I remember Bully Ray in TNA when they were doing the Aces and Eights. I think around that time, he was the biggest heel in the sport at that time. I mean, this dude was heel personified times 100, and I think he was like number one heel at that time. Roman Reigns, when he was going crazy,
that's built over time, though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Bill. Yes.
This is my point. You gotta.
Yeah, I don't think nobody else told Dominique. Every time he tries to talk, they boo him the shit out of the stadium.
He came in, and we all said, "Damn, he's way too green." Right when he came with his dad, right? Like, and
the beginning.
As soon as he went against him, it was like somebody just lit the fuck this guy. We hate him, right? Like instantly, and he's got the Eddie Guerrero look. Like, he's on some next shit. I am a fan of what he does, but and here we go. anyone that wants to say, oh, how long? We have been Vikingo fans for mad long.
Oh.
Like the Trek, just go through our shit. It might be a little back because he's on some kind of fucking graphic that we've made. Vikingo, we have talked about for a long time. We are fans of this brother. If you love the athleticism, there's no one in the industry that has the athleticism of Vikingo. That's one. But if I tell you right now who's the biggest star, Vikingo or Dominic Mysterio, who you got? Not in Mexico or not in America, period.
Mysterio.
Dominic Mysterio. So at this point, if I'm putting it on YouTube, I want to piss everyone off, and I want everyone to say, oh my God, why the hell is he champion? And Dominic Mysterio is the answer. It's the wow factor.
So you think that they'll pull the trigger and put it on one of the guys from WWE? Right.
Oh, I think it's going to go only Dominic.
Okay. Now,
because Kaiser, we know Kaiser could speak the Spanish thing, and that's cool, right? But I like him as this little intricate, you slide him here and there once in a while.
Yep.
But Dominic Mysterio, coming from the Mexican culture,
for sure,
he fits in that company on another level. You know what I mean? Like he could build his own legacy like his father did, all those years ago, and we could have a new version of that with Dominic Mysterio.
Now, what was your take when he came in and hit Vikingo and then revealed himself to be him?
What did I think?
Yeah, but what was your take? I mean, I know we didn't know who he was until he took his mask off, and when I saw him, I was like, "Oh my God!"
At first, I was kind of curious, like, why is he there? Right? Like, I was like, "Oh, okay." Like, he has pulled up there and he's kind of messed around, but it kind of worried me at first. Like, damn, is WWE going to kind of throw him more over here than in WWE? Because isn't Liv hurt too?
Well, Liv is hurt, which is the reason why they put Roxanne Perez in the Judgment Day, because they were the female tag team champions, and they were thinking either we're gonna drop the titles and pull them off, either have a tournament or just get away from them, or put somebody in there to take over. And Roxanne Perez was the obvious choice, which will be interesting whenever Liv returns from her injury, whenever that happens. How this thing's gonna work?
And I get all that. My thing is I'm curious more on the aspect of, will we see Dominic Mysterio doing double play heavy, right? Like, will he be in WWE and because that's a lot. That's a lot of miles on his body.
Well, good thing is he's young. He'll probably just and good thing with Triple A is they do tapings from the show. So I think there's like one taping per every 2 weeks, I think, or something like that. So he'll have to be just for the tapings. And of course, for the big shows that they have, once every 2-3 months or whatever that they have them to defend the title. But I hate when someone from a different company wins the title because they're not there. I want my champion to be here. I want my champion to be here. So that way I'm able to put them into a segment here, there, have them here, and the fans will see him or see her all the time being there, signing autographs, taking pictures and shit like that. When you, like AEW does, they take their belts and you don't see them again for 3 months.
Yeah.
And you go like, well, shit, when is the title going to get defended? Especially when King Omega was the mega campeon. And he got the belt, and you go like, why? This guy is not going to come back in 2 or 3 months. And then now he's breaking apart now more than before.
Ooh.
Because he's out again.
Yep.
So they're reaching that age that now you want to put your money on that person, but you go like, damn, their health is not what it used to be. And this is why I always say, and you say the same thing, you have to start building youth to take over because of stuff like this. You cannot be putting too much emphasis on those late 40s, early 50 guys to come in and do something long term, and you're gonna put a title on that person, and then something happens, and
now you
now
got to slide to your plan B.
yeah. So that's how I always like. You got to go with the youth. Hit the 20s, hit the 30s. Stop with the late 40s, late 50 or early 50 guys. Bringing them in like Goldberg. You know what was for one match, but it, like you always say, it takes time from the younger folk.
Yep.
People get mad when Cena will come back from being out for 6-7 months, or when Rock comes back. But in those cases, you need that star power to come back, because you want to sell tickets, you want to put butts in their seats, and the pay-per-view buy share is going to go up because, oh shit, Cena's back, or the Rock is back for WrestleMania, or for Slam, or for SummerSlam, Royal Rumble. You know, you got to make that money. So, and then people complain, he's only here for, a couple of weeks, and now we're bumped down. We don't get the time that we used to get. So that's my take with champions from outside coming in, winning the belts, and then
listen, I agree. But at the end of the day, like, what we want to see is stuff we've never seen, right? We've watched wrestling so long that sometimes when you know the outcome, you're like, all right, cool. But,
bro,
when you do something we don't know.
I'm so tired of going to social media and it's the same people fighting about the same shit. WWE is number one, AEW number two. Well, TNA is coming up, and now they're number two, but they don't have the crowd, and they don't have the money, and they have the TV, but they're this and this and this. I'm so fed up with that type of conversations that I'm watching EPW wrestling from Mississippi. I'm watching Championship Wrestling from Memphis. I'm watching, what's the other one? MPW, something like that, from Colorado, because Marty the Moth is there in Denver. So I'm watching this type of shows on YouTube, and they're producing better shows, almost the same storylines, but you get to see new people that you never get to see before in the main shows because they're here in the indies or whatever.
Yeah.
And you see the rest of the shit. Now, this is awesome. This is how fed up I am with the big companies that I go out into YouTube and I start finding different companies. Shit, I didn't know Mississippi had a company, for God's sakes. And I found out they're doing a show in Philadelphia, Mississippi. I didn't know there was a Philadelphia. I thought there was only one Philadelphia, and that was in Philadelphia. I never knew there was a city called Philadelphia, Mississippi. I'm thinking, oh shit, they're going to Philly. Nope, that's Philadelphia, Mississippi.
Word.
What? Now I have to look it up just to find. I was like, oh shit, where is it, Philadelphia, Mississippi? This is how messed up I am with wrestling, that I'm in a rabbit hole just looking for wrestling, just because I'm fed up of the same shit of this, 5 times a week from WWE, AEW, and God knows that TNA is getting, stuck in the same nonsense, same fights, the same conversations. After a while, you get tired. You get tired.
Yeah.
Like I said, social media has been a blessing, but it's also a curse, because
the problem is
a voice.
You follow all these people. I don't follow no wrestling.
Everybody,
you're the only wrestling I got.
Dude, there should be like a test. Like you have to pass a certain amount of questions answered. No, for real. To show the type of mental capacity that you have before you're able to make an account in any type of social media.